So I decided because the last video was pretty easy, I'm gonna do two more tonight. So same clothes. Um, yeah. So this one is called BTS Map of the Soul 7 Interlude Shadow Comeback Trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be the top. I wanna be a rock star. I want it on mine. I wanna be rich. I wanna be the king. I wanna go win. I wanna be. I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be the top. I wanna be a rock star. I want it on mine. I wanna be rich. I wanna be the king. I wanna be me. I wanna be king. Oh boy, let me see. I got a big dream. Yeah. Ooh, 매일 설레지 내가 어디까지 가지. 정신없이 달리다 보니 어느새 여기까지 왔지. Yeah, 발밑에 구름줄. 고개숙여 보니 더 커졌어. 도망쳐봐 잘 따라오는 저 빛과 비례하는 내 그림자. Whoa, 두려워. 이렇게 나는 게 난 무섭지. 아무도 말 안 해줬잖아. 여기가 얼마나 외로운지 말여. 나의 도약은 추락이 될 수 있단 걸. 이제 알겠어. 때론 도망이 자선이란 걸. 사람들은 뭐 말하지. 저 빛속은 찬란한 내 근데 내 그림자 되려 더 커져 나를 삼킨 괴물이 돼. 저 위로 또 위로만 가다 보니 여긴 어디로 더 위로만 가는 실험. 무사히 바랄 때는 언제나 알고 있는 순간 저 내려지는 빛에 더 커진 그림자. Please don't let me shine. Don't let me down. Don't let me fly. 이제는 두려워. 가장 밑바닥에 나는 마주하는 순간 공유롭게도 연창이잖아. Please don't let me shine. Don't let me down. Don't let me fly. 이제는 무서워. Don't let me shine. I wanna be the top. I wanna be a rock star. I want it on mine. I wanna be rich. I wanna be the king. I wanna go win. I wanna be. I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be the top. I wanna be a rock star. I want it on mine. I wanna be rich. I wanna be the king. I wanna be me. I wanna be.
Oh, neat.
Thoughts?
Thoughts?
Just on the music and the video alone.
Well, I mean, the video. I mean, they put a lot of thought into their music videos. I wonder what like their music video budget is. Seems like it's pretty healthy. Um, so like right in the beginning when he's singing or rapping rather at the end of the hallway against the meat wall and there's like I think it was 7 people. That's what I look for in their like
Imagery.
symbolism in their videos, right? I'm like, okay, 7 people staring at their hotel room doors because they live on the road, right? And it's the 7 members about to disappear into their own hotel room or whatever. Yes, living life on the road is rough because it's isolating, right? And that's why, the thought about institutionalized by instead of prison, it's road life, right? Road warrior, right? Where you're never home, but that becomes normal and that becomes comfortable, but at the same time it's extremely isolating because you don't control your environment, right? You're just facing the hotel room door.
Sure.
And I think similar about the stuff with the I want to be a rap star. I want to be the king.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of stuff, right? I mean, it's obvious that that is a strong thought in his life, or right, you know. I'm gonna watch it with lyrics this time. It was 7.
I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be the top. I wanna be a rock star. I want it on mine. I wanna be rich. I wanna be the king. I wanna go win. I wanna be a rock star. I wanna be the top. I wanna be a rock star. I want it on mine. I wanna be rich. I wanna be the king. I wanna be me. I wanna be king. Oh boy, let me see. I got a big dream. Yeah. 매일 성하지 내가 어디까지 가지. 정신없이 달리다 보니 어느새 여기까지 왔지. Yeah. 마음이 뜨거워져. 고급스게 보니 더 커져. 도망쳐봐 잘 따라오는 저 빛과 비례하는 내 그림자. Whoa. 두려워. 이렇게 나는 게 난 무섭지. 아무도 말 안 해줬잖아. 여기가 얼마나 외로운지 말여. 나의 도약은 추락이 될 수 있단 걸. 이제 알겠어. 때론 도망이 자선이란 걸. 사람들은 뭐 말하지. 트로픽 속은 찬란한 내 근데 내 그림자 되는 더 크죠. 나를 삼킨 괴물이 돼. 저 위로 또 위로만 가다 보니 여긴 어디도 더 위로만 가는 시론. 무사히
So I like that a lot about how, you know, big part of being a person, you know, I think is relating to other people, right?
Sure.
You know, even if it seems simple, like the whole, you know, oh yeah, work sucked today. Oh yeah, it sucked for you, right? And when your passion, or your, you know, not even your passion, but like where you are at is so unique, right? Your experience has become so unique and so different from the average person, right? You can't just have regular people friends and be like, oh yeah, today was stressful because my boss is a jerk, right? Because when you get to be like they are, or like him and how he feels, that top, right, the number of peers you have that you can relate to goes down to nothing, really, right? Unless you and it'd be so awkward, right? Can you imagine being like one of, you know, maybe 50 people in the world who have that kind of peak, you know, experiences, and then what do you do? Do you like reach out to like a famous movie actor and be like, you know, yeah, let's become friends because we have similar life experiences now that I'm at the top of my field? You know, that'd be awkward, right? And it'd be super awkward.
See, that's why you need to watch Break the Silence, their new docuseries.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jin talks about, I knew you watched the first episode with me, and I can't remember if that was in it, but Jen talks about, like, he doesn't feel like he's changed, like, he hasn't changed, but, like, everyone else has, and he doesn't have, like, those friends anymore.
Does Eminem say that?
Probably. And also, another thing from that docu-series is there's, like, a moment when they're on their way to work, and JK is looking out the window, and he's just watching the people in awe, and he's like, do you think all of them are going to work? Like, it's just this moment of, I feel like he's so disconnected from just what we would consider just like the most mundane things. Like, I just see him watching it in this
well, right. I feel like, if, you know, it's kind of like why like TV shows and stuff are cultural, and then what do you enjoy if you can't relate to normal people content, right? Like, I don't, you know, there's not like a rich person YouTube where it's like, this content's made for rich people or whatever, you know what I mean? Because there's not a whole lot of people
Maybe
at that level
of
success.
We just don't know it exists.
You don't know it's a secret club.
I think there is.
It's a secret club. Well, I think that's going back to like that previous video, his August D song that just came out. I think that's probably, a big part of the reason. Well, I think there's two reasons why people who are performers at a high level turn to like drugs, right? It's because what else do you do for entertainment?
Sure, and just your coping mechanisms. Like, how can someone else, if you're going, man, I'm like struggling right now, and I feel like there's I don't know what song is it. There's another song that they have, maybe it's where they're saying, they mention like, which we'll watch next. Where they're saying, you have all this money, like, why are you so sad, or why do you have all these issues? You're like so famous, and you're like, because I'm a human being who is living the human experience just on a different level. I mean, it's weird because they started out. I mean, they're serious. They're when they debuted, they're talking about like school, like being young men, and like the I don't know, societal issues of Korea and the school issues, and then it talks about like being a young adult and the struggles that come with this. And then now there's a lot more focus in their music about, because suddenly they've like skyrocketed in popularity. Right. Now they have so many songs about, now I'm literally at the peak of everything I've ever dreamed of. And it's, do I want to be here? I don't know.
Well, I think that's a big reason why people wonder why artists, even like extremely famous artists who produce very high quality content, just music wise, it's like, well, why can't they continue the same level of success over their entire careers? So I think a big thing about why artists are only popular for a couple albums and then fade away is because they lose the perspective of the common man, right? They can no longer write relevant music because they no longer live relevant lives. They don't know what normal is for the average person anymore. Right. And I'm glad that BTS in this music, well, I shouldn't say BTS, but like Suga,
BTS's.
Oh, okay. But he's cognizant of that, right? He's not trying to falsely relate his unique experiences to the common person. Instead, he's rather talking about it as himself. Like, this is how I feel, which I think is great. I think that's a healthy thing to do.
This is how I feel as like in a humanistic way, where this is something that people can relate to, as in. I mean, I feel like this is something that you can relate to, as in you want to reach goals.
Instead of being like, I'm rich and here's my mansion and I'm doing burnouts in a parking lot in my Bentley. Instead, it's like, here's how I am relating my struggles where I am to a general audience, right? Because you can experience these kind of emotions because of different reasons. So he's not making it about the reasons. He's making it about his feelings about the reasons.
Well, I think they're storytellers, which is what I think that's another important thing about just maybe making it for entertainment purposes with like music. Like, you need to either be extremely entertaining as a character,
right? You
need to have an extreme talent in something, whether it be singing or some sort of instrumental expression, or you can have an awful voice and be like really bad at playing a guitar, but have amazing lyrics and tell good stories.
Oh, sure.
But like all of them involve like some sort of storytelling, whether it be like physical or
right.
But like I think BTS are good at, and another thing, like, still, you haven't seen this, but there's so many behind the scene things about like you've seen. Like, for me, I feel connected to BTS a lot because I've seen their growth, and I think people like underdog stories, and they're like a really good, solid, classic underdog story of, we all shared one room. We came from a failing company, and somehow, even though we weren't expecting it, are literally on top of the world now, but they're still, they're still people, and they're still those same people who now are like, okay, now what? How do I handle this?
Well, good luck. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, good luck. Great.
Although I do really like how they did this music video with the juxtaposition between how isolating staring at the hotel room door is, and then like, here's me on stage. Like, this is a perfect like screen
and yet
pause.
He's still so isolated despite being
Right.
completely surrounded.
Well, because, and it's funny because, well, I shouldn't say it's funny. It's interesting because all these people in the crowd, right? They're like faceless, just like the people under this block blue thing, right? When the shadows are underneath, they're faceless, and that's not to say that people aren't people, but it's to say that the like, I don't know, it's almost like a foreign sense of support where it's different when, it's something that like I can't relate to and most people can't relate to, which is, if you're successful, your family is like, great job, or, your friends are like, you did great. But to have like completely anonymous people be like, you changed my life, right?
Right.
I feel like that would be such a unique thing to feel like if someone just said that now, and then you multiply it by thousands or millions of people who it's like, I've never met you before, I don't know who you are, I don't know anything about you, but you're telling me that I changed your life, right? Like, I feel like that's such a unique thing that you can't, like, I probably will never experience.
Sure. But then also with this, it's not just that they're faceless, it's also that there's a disconnect. Like, they're not just watching him, it's every single person there is holding a phone up to record him. Like, even though they're anonymous, but they're also disconnected from really, I feel like, connecting with them on, or at least attempting to connect with them on that level of really see me and watch me. In this, you're still viewing me through, like, a screen. Like, I don't know, I feel like, at least for me, that just seems, you're less real. You're still just like an image.
So instead of relating to him on a human level, it's more like
he's still just an entertainer.
Right, it's objectifying an entertainer, which is a very unique job, right?
Oh, I can't even, like, honestly, that's my nightmare. Like, I could not imagine having that level of
Well, I think music itself is it's a unique profession in that, right, I have my job and I can do my job to a very, very high level and maybe only a handful of people know, right? But to be a musician and to do your job at a very, very high level, the way music is set up is it demands that you become someone like this, right?
Sure, people will connect with that, because if you tell people about your job and how you do it well, nobody will understand what it means.
Right, no one cares.
You're like IT, so
no one cares.
People are like, oh wow, that's good.
Right, good for you. But you know, as a musician, it's fundamentally different.
Right, well, because entertainment and the arts in general, like, when you just look at in history, like, the arts have always existed, even back to, like, rock cave paintings, you know?
Sure.
Like, art
30,000, 50,000, 100,000 years ago.
Yeah, it's always something that we are drawn to. So if you can tell a story and do it well and entertain people with visual elements as well, like, they have kind of the, offer a lot, which means more eyes are on them. But more eyes are on them now through a cell phone screen. So
it's true. Yeah, I hate that.
Anyway.
I really want to point out right quick, his like turn of phrase. I think that's like most excellent lyric writing. Right when he's like the what do you say, the lights that shine on me or whatever just make my shadow grow. Right. I mean that's like some excellent lyric writing.
Yeah, the higher I am, the longer my shadow is.
That's great. A+ on that. before it changes. So then they all walked into the room, right, and they're all separated. That's interesting, but I like. I just like it. I like his thinking right when he's talking about the don't let me
shine. Yeah. Don't let me down. Don't let me fly. I'm scared.
Right, but it is scary.
I wanna be the top. I wanna be a rockstar. I want it all mine. I wanna be rich. I wanna be the king. I wanna be me. I wanna be.
Yeah, I mean it's
and the
true.
last part is what people. I mean, it's him like talking to his shadow.
Well,
like,
yeah.
The darkness with.
Yeah, right. No, I think that's right. It's super accurate, right? Every person has multiple of you, right? And it's situational, or it's how you feel about different things. There's a lot of aspects to it. It's what makes human beings so complicated.
Which is what their last album was about, which is the map of the soul. So you have the ego, persona,
Sure.
shadow. Like that's literally what it covers.
Right.
So what you're saying now.
Right. And
So
so
this is the shadow.
you can be like, I will continue to pursue success because that is who makes me me. And at the same time, you can be like, why am I driven to do this? Do I actually enjoy it? Right?
Sure.
And
Look
at all the pictures.
And then he just falls into the crowd.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's good.
I like it too.
Good job. Okay. See you later.
What's next?
I don't know. Yeah, I'll be